Total Drama
Drama World Tour. Seriously. All right, so we're back again. We have done the first
We've been on an island, we have been to the movies, and now we're going on a worldwide trip for another $1 million with Chris McClane and this lovely ensemble of passengers and singers.
Yeah. So I was just trying to find like where did I put the link in my put like the link in my browser. So I was just trying to find it so I could mute it on my end because I would have been hearing it twice. But yeah, so we are on the World Tour series now. Now, universally, from what I've seen, this is like the what is considered the best season, and I'll admit it is pretty good. It is pretty good, but people seem to overlook a couple of problems, and that sadly they are major ones. As you can see in the description, there is a character in this series which if you've seen the series and had to deal with her, you will know that you will probably want to split your hairs, and I do not understand why people don't knock this season down because of just this one character who could be summed up in 2 words: Cody-sama.
Yes, this being the first season to not overgo a major cast change, but still adding 2 new characters, and returning from Island in Action, we have Courtney, Duncan, Heather, Gwen, Lashawna, Lindsay, Owen, DJ, Harold, and Bridget. Coming back after taking a bit of a sabbatical. Oh, and I forgot about Izzy. Izzy's here too.
Yeah.
Coming.
Oh, hey, Tyler, you didn't introduce me.
And back after a sabbatical from season 1, after season 1, we have Ezekiel, Noah, Cody, and Tyler.
Yeah. Which those characters, it was great to have them back, with the exception of one, the one who becomes like Gollum.
But we do get 2 new characters at the beginning. We have Alejandro, a smooth talking ladies man who can charm the fangs off a rabbit.
Hey, Justin, this is what you should have been.
That as well. We also have the bane of Luke's existence, aside from Chris, Sierra.
That is okay, Chris. You get a point from me. That's the only thing we'll agree on. Well, apart from one other thing, but this is the only thing we'll agree on, Chris. You enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy revenge while it lasts, because Sierra's coming back for All Stars.
She's not there, Tyler. She's not there. I refuse to believe it.
Just you wait, you sweet summer child. But anyways, this season's primary location takes place on the Total Drama plane, which is a giant jumbo jet that is of questionable stability.
Yeah, and questionable size. It is basically like the TARDIS at times. This plane, because how can Chris? Because the way the plane is structured, it looks like just like a normal size aircraft, but Chris has his own quarters, which have like a hot tub jacuzzi, a oven, an oven that can bake pizzas in, and I believe it's a solid gold piano, or just a regular piano. Either way, a piano, and it's like you question, like, how on earth can Chris have this on the plane?
Well, we know the financial reason for that, but I can't imagine. Let's see.
I mean, where is like the where's like the plumbing going for the hot tub?
Good question. Like, unless it's like the same plumbing for the for the communal lavatory, which I doubt that's the case.
No, I doubt Chris will be. Chris has too much of an ego to be like, yeah, I'm gonna have the same plumbing in my hot tub as the plumbing that literally puts crap down.
Yeah. In this season, there's a camera in the can again, but we
Of course
also
there is.
do have another place for confessionals. We also have a cockpit confessional where
Yeah,
for some contestants can go up there and sit with Chef.
yeah. And Heather put it best. It's a lot nicer than sitting on the toilet.
Yeah,
Which, by the way, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right off the bat. This is Heather's best season. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed during this season. Primarily because of the fact that she knew Alejandro was like, okay, this guy is sus right off the bat. But of course, it's Heather. They wouldn't trust her if their lives depended on it.
yeah, because of course Heather knew Alejandro shit because she pulled the same shit in Island.
Yeah.
It takes a criminal to know a criminal.
Yeah. Which actually, it's funny you mentioned that because why didn't Duncan see through Alejandro?
He did see through Alejandro. It's just that he made the mistake of trusting him as an ally.
Right. That makes sense. But yeah, so yeah. Now controversial opinion, but I still prefer action over World Tour, and it's only just because I had to. It's only because Sierra. If Sierra was not in the season, this would be my favorite season. Sierra holds it back big time. It wouldn't be so much of a problem if she was like, okay, she's only in a couple of episodes. No. She is one of like the main characters of this season.
I mean, to be fair, when you introduce a new character, you expect them to be important.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't expect Sierra or Alejandro to be. Imagine if like Sierra or Alejandro were like first boot or like.
Well, technically, we did get that halfway through the season with Bray. How do you pronounce her name?
Who?
Brayley. Breeley. However you pronounce. Plainly, I can't. I honestly try my best to pronounce that name. I really do. It just trips me up every single time. But yeah, we kind of got that with her because she's kind of a new character that was introduced in the same way that Sierra was, and yet only lasted 2 episodes.
Yeah. As before, we still have the aftermath specials with a bit of a trimmed down cast. Swap some people around. And one of the main like conflict pushers in the aftermath specials is Blanley, who took on the job after she left Celebrity Manhunt. But we see her like stir conflict in each episode of the aftermath as like she like stirs the pot between Bridget and Jeff after Bridget was caught on international TV cheating on her boyfriend and then meeting the business end of a poll.
Yes. Which Bridget, you should have learned your lesson from the last season because wasn't this the same crap you were giving Jeff for?
Yeah, like Jeff saw like another chick and like Bridget got jealous and Jeff took accountability for it.
Yeah, and I don't think Bridget ever took accountability for what she did with Alejandro.
Well, she sang a iffy musical number.
Oh, well, that's all right then. Musical numbers do not equal forgiveness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that,
I
but
mean,
it's true.
to be fair, I'm pretty sure Colleen Ballinger has kind of hammered that point home.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, we might as well just we might as well get into talking about the individual episodes. So the first two episodes, which I'm glad that they picked a fairly popular one. It was Egypt, the first location they visited. Oh, and by the way, yeah, Chris, for some reason in this season, decides everyone should be singing because, well, I know why he decides it because of the whole musical, because of the whole like, this was around the time when like X Factor and
Glee,
and
I think Glee was also really popular around this time.
Glee and American Idol. Like this was like I assume around the era of those like musical reality shows, which is why well technically it's funny because Chef was the one who initially suggested the idea and Chris kind of took a hold of it. And yet Chef gets annoyed that they have to sing in each episode where it's like, Chef, you were the one who initially brought it up.
Well, in like at the end of the Celebrity Manhunt special, Chef was probably reading off of a script or like a teleprompter.
Yeah, probably, but still, at the same time, uh, Chef should take at least some accountability for suggesting the musical idea. Um, so the first song in the series is "Come Fly with Us," which I've got to say, for an opening number for the season, I really enjoy it. It's like I'm not kidding, Tyler. Where after hearing that song, I've literally been just humming that tune like. Come fly with us, come fly with us. It's a pleasure and an honor and a must. It's literally there's always that one song that gets stuck in your head, one or two songs, and that is probably what the one and along with another one. But the part that just really cracks me up is Noah going, "Come die with us." I don't know why that cracks me up, but there is one thing that I want to say about this season. If there was one season that I could realistically see Owen not taking part in, it would be this one because he literally says, "I'm afraid of flying. I don't want to do this," and he's kind of forced into this situation, and it's just like, um, Owen. Well, technically, Owen did not sing in. Come fly with me. So technically, he should have been disqualified right then and there. And I get Chris knocks him out, but still,
Yeah, but then again, Chris is known to break his own rules like
yeah.
once every hour.
Yeah, yeah. Like for example, Cody after the "Come Fly with Me" song, I don't think sings until like the last third of the season.
Okay. So he does sing in "Come Fly with Us,"
Mm-hmm.
and then like he sings in the next He sings in
Oh,
the
okay.
next 3 songs, but then he's relegated to background singer for New York. I think the first song he doesn't sing in is the one in the Yukon, but that's because he's freezing to death. I would in Germany he doesn't really have an excuse. Paris, he was back up. He did sing in Newfoundland. And then he kind of goes radio silent for a bit. He was radio silent in Jamaica, London, Greece, Area 51, Australia, Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and Africa.
Yeah. I will say this about the season as well. They did get a decent variety of locations that they went to. Granted, that leads to another problem with this season. Too many revisits to Canada, and I get it's a Canadian show, but at the same time, you could have done better.
I mean, at the very least, it's like differing biomes, and it's like you got the Yukon, which is like ass cold. You got Niagara Falls. You got Drumheller, which is basically a wasteland.
Yeah, but at the same time, I wish they had, I wish they cut out two of the Canada episodes so that we could have at least got like, why didn't they go to Italy? Like, I know you've said this before that it was on the table. They decided against it. Like, why? Italy would have. Italy has a perfect opportunity for a challenge there. Use the Colosseum.
Mm, fair enough. Uh, dur- but during their time in Egypt, it it's here where I feel like they started like taking like some inspiration from the Amazing Race here because there's
Well,
like multiple ways you could perform the challenge. You could either go under the pyramid and you'd have to like navigate through like all the catacombs and the tunnels,
yeah.
or you can go over the pyramid.
Which I've got to point out now. Nowadays is super illegal. Like you can't climb the pyramids.
I'm pretty sure that could be explained away with they probably built the pyramid, this specific pyramid.
Probably now that I think about it, yeah. But yeah, and also Tyler just having the most rotten luck when he puts his hand on a scorpion and gets stung, and it's just like being knocked down from the pyramid.
Yeah, for like the first for as long as he's in the game, Tyler is officially what I like to call the butt monkey.
Yeah,
He's on the receiving end of all bits of physical comedy.
yeah. Also, as well, another highlight I've got to say, which might be a reference to Stargate, is Harold. Harold in when they're in Egypt, dressing up like he's a baked potato, and he mentions like it's to prevent the aliens from abducting me. He says something like that. Which I think is actually meant to be a Stargate reference because of the fact that in the universe of Stargate, apparently aliens built the pyramids. So that might be the reference. Also, as well, for episode 1, Duncan quitting because he didn't want to sing, and I literally put, "Don't blame him." I do not blame Duncan for just being like, "I'm out of here."
Yep, and once everybody arrives, we get our 3 teams. We get Team Victory, which consists of Bridget, Lashana, Lindsay, Ezekiel, Harold, and DJ.
Yeah, which Tyler, let's be honest, it's called Team Victory, but let's be honest, call it Team Fodder. That was they literally put the characters that they did not know what to do with in this season in that team.
Then we have Team Amazon, who consisting of Gwen, Heather, Courtney, Izzy, and Cody. And then we have Team Chris is really, 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 really hot, consisting of Sierra, Noah, Tyler, Owen, and Alejandro.
And also in this, Owen starts to call Alejandro Al, which really irritates him.
Yes, it probably comes from the teasing that he received from his brother Jose.
Which, by the way, are we going to get a follow up to that at some point?
Put a pin in that.
Okay,
it'll come up in All Stars.
All right. And of course, Ezekiel being useless and voted out right away. But of course, it's Ezekiel. He's determined to win no matter what. So he's just like, right, I am gonna be stowing away on this play, whether they want me to or not.
Yeah, he hides away in the in the cargo hole, and Chris lets him back in the game after Duncan quits, joining Team Victory. Then they have to make a trek all the way to the Nile River with, along with a certain item they must take with them. Team Amazon gets a camel. Team Chris gets a goat. Team Victory gets a stick.
which Chris says, "Hey, the stick is important. Don't diss the stick.
And he later proves to have a point because it then becomes a dowsing rod, so
Yeah,
they can find water. Plus, the stick does make it to be actually one of the easier things to take across to complete the
take
third
across.
part of the challenge, crossing the Nile, which is infested with crocodiles.
Yep, and also as well, Chris adds to his list of crimes here by involuntary manslaughter.
Oh yes, before the trek to the Nile starts, Chris unleashes an army of horny scarabs because it's mating season and they get hungry for blood. So then so then everybody had to sing a song to soothe the scarabs.
Which
This song,
Ezekiel messed up.
yeah, this
Yeah.
song was called "Lovin' Time," which showed how good of a singer Alejandro is. Like, holy,
Yeah. I'd say out of all the cast in this season, like the two that are the best singers are probably Bridget and Alejandro.
hmm. But also don't underestimate Courtney because her VA Emily Claire Barlow is like a professional singer.
Yeah. And of course, Gwen, I love your character, but yeah, no, you are no singer. You are no singer. But also as well, Duncan, despite the fact he doesn't like singing, he's got a pretty decent voice.
Oh, absolutely, as we'll see later. But during the trek to the Nile, Alejandro like manages to balance like his entire team on the back of a goat.
This includes Owen as well.
Yeah, and somehow Owen isn't breaking the spine of who is he on top of, Noah or Tyler?
I'll quickly just check. Let me just check. But yeah, so the reason why I say this adds to Chris's crimes of involuntary manslaughter is because one of the interns legitimately dies from the scarabs.
Yeah, dude literally gets eaten alive by the freaking scarabs.
Yeah. So oh, let me so where is it? I'm okay. So Owen is on top of Tyler.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised Tyler's spine didn't buckle under
Yeah,
Owen.
yeah. Tyler, how did that happen? How did you manage it?
His
Oh
spine
right.
must be as strong as his fingers.
Oh right, no, wrong Tyler. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna get over that joke that you have the same name as Tyler.
Man, just wait till there's a character named Luke in the show.
Oh yeah, and then we'll make the jokes around me. It'll come for me.
Yeah,
Um
it comes for everybody.
yeah,
But so also during the trek to the Nile, Cody gets shat on by the camel. Uh Izzy apparently speaks camel, and Team Victory go around in circles until Harold discovers the stick can be used as a dowsing rod.
yeah. And also as well, Sierra requests changing teams just so that she can be with Cody. Her precious Cody. Okay, I will say this. Cody redeemed himself for me in this season because of the fact he, I don't, because of the fact I don't envy him having to put up with Sierra for the entire series, and we'll get into some of the most egregious things she does in this season.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but
Cody may have been a creep to Gwen in season one, but he didn't deserve this. Cody did not deserve this.
yeah, nobody does. And but Sierra does prove useful for the Amazons because she is able to basket weave a boat that is able to fit her entire team and the camel.
Yeah, but
And
still, but
I
still, I just don't like saying nice things about her just because of just how irritating she is.
hmm, And Team Amazon and Team Chris win immunity, with Amazon going to first class. And because Ezekiel lost the stick in the ensuing chaos in the Nile, and during the song, which is a reprise of Love in Time, or Rowan Time, all that changes is what animals they're singing to, some of the lyrics, and the faster tempo. I do like the ending notes where Sierra's all like, "Till the Amazons," and they have that like big ending note with like, "When," yeah.
So yeah. Overall, a pretty strong start to the season, and it's not but not the more egregious things that Chris has done, despite the fact he killed the intern.
Yeah. And of course Zeke gets the boot, but manages to stow away back on the plane.
Yeah.
And Duncan gets dumped somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
Which leads us to episode 3, Super Happy Crazy Fun Time Japan. I think that's the name. I don't know.
Which of course, with a time like that, it means they are going to New Zealand. Nah, I'm just kidding.
So it starts with Chef cutting open the door in a traditional Chinese warrior garb. And because Harold was being an annoying specky nerd, this sends the entire cast falling out of a plane, and then Chris forces them to sing about falling out of a plane.
Yeah, we're seeing it as we're falling because
the
the
sun
sun will.
falling, our lives begin to flash before our eyes. We might just go kablooey, get smushed and be chewy.
But there's so much things we want to do before we die.
And that's the title of the song, Before We Die, as the cast goes over all the things they want to do before they die. And apparently Cody's a big pool player, and Harold got over his fear of ninjas as he wants to become a ninja.
Yeah, and also, of course, Sierra wants to marry Cody. Lashana wants to be a billionaireist for some reason. But yeah, so and they end up falling. It's into a large bowl of rice, isn't it?
Yep, a giant bowl of rice.
Yeah.
Which,
and Gwen wants to be a prom destroyer.
Which I'm pretty sure they're like at the very least 17 at this point.
Yeah.
At least the majority of the cast should be 17. So like going into their senior year.
Yeah. So let me actually look, because I'm pretty sure. So I'll just use Owen as an example. So Owen, total drama.
Well, okay, so Island took place over the course of 8 weeks. We don't know when it took place, but we can assume like around like at the very least late May.
Okay. Owen, age, total drama. Well, no, Owen's the worst one. Owen is because you don't really get an idea of his. Okay, so let me use yeah, it's not showing what their ages actually are.
Like, but Chris says at the beginning of Island that everybody there is 16. So
right,
they're either sophomores or juniors in high school.
So I assume they're 17. Because Total Drama World Tour takes place right after Total Drama Action, doesn't it?
There was a bit of time, I think like a couple months between like episode 26 of Action and the Celebrity Manhunt special.
Okay.
Because that was like when the Gemmies were happening, and those typically happen like in the fall or winter.
Okay. All right.
So let's see. 8 weeks from like late May. So Island probably ended around July, which leaves Action ending in September of the same year. And then I want to say, despite the lack of snow, the Celebrity Manhunt special happens in December, and that leaves World Tour to start in January because Cody does celebrate his birthday towards
Oh,
the end of
okay.
the series. I mean,
Oh
towards the
yeah,
end of
yeah,
the
yeah,
season.
yeah. Because okay, that's the only nice thing Sierra does for Cody in this season. She remembers his birthday. Um. So yeah. So also in this season it starts DJ's character. I want to say character decline because let's be honest, he goes downhill.
Yeah, DJ's entire thing this season is in Egypt he pets a mummified dog which breaks, and now all of a sudden he thinks he is cursed to hurt animals as he knocks a bird out of the sky once in Egypt. And in this episode, during the first part of the challenge, of the first challenge is to
Human pinball.
yep,
It's human pinball.
where each of them must go into a giant pinball with an animal. Uh, and DJ and Alejandro get stuck with pandas, and Cody gets stuck with Sierra.
Which, yeah, in Cody's eyes, she is an animal.
And while Alejandro was able to tame his panda pretty well, DJ's panda hates him with a passion, and he ends up either dead or unconscious.
I think it was unconscious because if DJ ever killed an animal, I think that would scar him for life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then we have but Team Chris win the first part of the challenge and win an advantage in the second part of the challenge, which is to film their own commercial for a Total Drama brand snack, the Total Drama Yum Yum Happy Go Time Candy Fishtails.
Which with a snack like that, like who would eat that? Well,
I mean,
except for Owen.
that's because Owen will eat anything, but
Yeah,
like
Owen won't eat anything.
Alejandro has attested that the snack that the candy tastes like crap.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, in this challenge, it's Harold loses it for the team. Eventually, doesn't like loses it for his team, which
Uh,
again, team victory.
yeah, and they've already lost the first two challenges.
Yeah, and the only reason he loses it is because he forfeits, doesn't he?
No. Well, during uh, he makes like a old timey samurai movie almost, reminiscent of like Akira Kurosawa, but he falls off of a donkey and is like total drama yummy. He but we'll get to why Harold to the elimination ceremony of Team Victory. But Team Amazon just has like a random little jingle with talking seagulls and exploding donuts.
Which if it works, it works. I mean, have you seen? Okay, have you seen Paul Rudd's Ant-Man commercial?
Not the commercial now.
All right, so basically, it's him and Michael Douglas on a stage doing this with their legs.
Oh.
Ants, Ant-Man, and that's literally the whole commercial. So it's like, hey, if that can sell, why not that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
But Team Victory goes to the elimination ceremony, and just when DJ was about to get booted out of the plane, Harold forfeits the game. because Alejandro got the idea of honor in his head.
Yeah, which if Harold had a little bit more of a sharp brain, he'd be like, no, DJ is the one that should be going.
Hmm.
I guess the writers just wanted to have DJ suffer some more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh,
I feel like Harold was a real missed opportunity this season.
yeah, how Harold, because Harold, I could have honestly seen Harold and Noah developing more of a rivalry in this series, because in the first episode we have Harold going over like some facts, and Noah being like, I basically boiling down to I don't care, just move it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I could have seen them two like developing more of a rivalry of just Harold being the annoying know-it-all, and Noah just being like the person like, I don't care, stop telling me these facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like,
So,
I feel
because
like Harold really.
yeah, because Harold's the stereotypical nerd, so you'd figure that he would be the one. But I guess they wanted Sierra to do that because of all the facts of her being the total drama superfan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Harold, you were a missed opportunity in this season. But I'm glad that you will at least be back for Total Drama All Stars, right?
No.
Right? No! Why? Why?
Oh no, his his VA showed up like,
Because doesn't his VA voice
but
one of
he
the
was
new characters coming up?
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell? What the hell?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Moving forth, episode 4. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah,
Which
so they
takes place
basically
in
went.
the Yukon.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
they basically went from Egypt to Japan and then all the way back to Canada. So I guess they had the world tour already. Series is over.
Yep. Roll credits, Sierra wins.
Yeah. What? No, we can't let Sierra win anything. So yeah, they are in Canada. The first Canada episode with this episode where they we have the teams being split up into being the dogs that pull the dog sleds and the ones who ride the dog sleds.
Mm-hmm. And we got Courtney, DJ, and Tyler being the pullers. DJ hits a baby seal. Heather whips Courtney, and I'm pretty sure Izzy gets radiation poisoning.
Yeah,
And
Cody gets turned into into a popsicle. Yeah.
oh yeah, and Bridget plays tonsil hockey with a pole.
Yeah. Which this is one of the other songs where I just like jam to all the time of like oh, she got stuck stuck to a pole, which ironically it's the only time that Gwen, Courtney, and Heather have actually worked together without fighting. Because they're the backup singers for this song. So yeah, Bridget was saying, I have a boyfriend. Oh, but Alejandro's so dreamy. Okay, I'll kiss you. Nope, stuck to a pole.
That's what you get for cheating on her boyfriend.
Yep, that's what you get. And spoiler, because of that, Bridget goes because of Alejandro's manipulation.
Mm-hmm. But Tyler does get a moment of saving everybody's lives.
Yep.
But you know what? Good for Tyler, and I'm happy Team Chris won that episode.
Oh, absolutely. And also as well, with this episode, Lindsay, and also in the previous episodes, Lindsay being Stupid because she doesn't remember Tyler's name.
Oh yeah, this like Lindsay
Which
calls
I don't
Tyler
get it.
Noah.
I don't get it. It's established. It was established in total drama action that Lindsay is smarter than she lets herself on to be. So why wouldn't she remember Tyler's name?
Flanderization, Luke. Flanderization.
Flanderization. Oh yeah, and also Chris leaving Bridget stuck to the pole. What the hell, Chris? What the hell?
Yeah, but she gets it unstuck thanks to the power of cake.
Yeah, that's the power of cake. So yeah, that's really all the notes I had for this episode.
Mm-hmm. But moving on, we're going to New York City with episode 5, Broadway Baby.
New York, which they call it Broadway Baby, but they don't ever appear on Broadway in the episode.
Nope, they're at the
So
Statue
the
of Liberty, the sewers, and Central Park.
Yeah, so the episode's title is alive. It's a lie.
Yep, there's no Broadway, but there are babies.
Yeah, but also as well, I like it that the series now is acknowledging. Oh yeah, Chris is kind of an evil douche canoe because he's being called out for it in this episode for being evil. And also as well, added to the list of crimes, I do believe it's illegal to climb the Statue of Liberty.
Speaking of climbing the Statue of Liberty, Cody gets stuck between the statue's tits.
Yeah, which Sierra is not going to take well.
Honestly, one of the funniest scenes of the episode, which actually got cut from when it aired in America.
I don't get it. Like, I've never understood like American censorship. So what? Tits are bad, but guns are a-okay. Like, yeah, I don't get that. So yeah. Also in this episode, Chris gets annoyed because Sierra is listing off facts about him, which, Chris, you had this coming. You brought on a total drama superfan with about how many, like 60 total drama blogs. You should have known that she was going to list off a bunch of facts about you. One of them being, okay, this confuses me somewhat. So she mentioned that Chris is born in 1978, but was in an 80s boy band. So he was in a boy band at like 11 or 12. No, he would have had to have been in a boy band at 10 or 11 if he was in an 80s boy band.
I mean, it could maybe he was in like the 80s version of the Jackson 5.
I guess so. I guess so. But with what he does later on, singing wise, I seriously doubt that. We'll get to the moment because people probably already know. Like, in terms of the songs, it is probably like the worst song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of songs,
anyway,
what's not
go
to
ahead.
love?
Which I'm gonna say, I do like that song. It's probably up there as one of my favorites, just for the visuals alone.
Yeah, and we got Owen smashing through one of the keys on the piano, and we had DJ busting a move.
Well, I guess technically they are on Broadway because in the songs, I believe it's it's either Heather or Lindsay that's the one on the stage. So I guess it kind of does work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just because of the colours as well, like the different vibrant colours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also as well, the fact that they're all in baby carriages, let's have them going down the hill, and the Power Rangers are like, stop the carriage, and waste all the budget on diapers and food. Tyler, we're gonna get that again.
Lovely.
All right, but also they go into the sewers here, and they're in New York. So are they gonna run into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Leatherhead the alligator?
They
I'm
do
sorry.
run into a giant alligator.
Yeah, so it was. Leatherhead made a cameo in this episode. I think the Turtles are going to sue someone. So yeah.
He signed a contract.
Yeah, he did. So anyway, this episode, it was the first non-elimination episode.
Yep, and
So
of course it's the only one where Team Victory doesn't lose.
yeah, they don't lose, so they get. I think it was Chris just taking pity on them at that point.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, episode 6, the first aftermath special.
Bridget over troubled waters.
Yep. Which, okay, a lot of people, from what I've heard, that the reason why people were a bit annoyed with Revenge of the Iron at first was because they got the whole new cast. Is that true?
I mean, there was a myriad of factors: the new cast, the 13 episode length.
Yeah, but Bev sums it up perfectly of why I think the new cast needed to happen, with the single line, with Chris and Chef torturing us. No thanks. Like, thank you, Beth, for pointing out the obvious thing of like why none of these people should have come back for a 4th season. Because after 3 seasons of Chef and Chris torturing them, I think it was like, okay, it's a deserved break.
Mm-hmm.
And also in this episode, we have Jeff confronting Bridget on her hypocrisy of just being like, hey, you were cheating on me. You kept saying, I have a boyfriend. And yet Bridget never takes accountability. She literally tries to dodge taking accountability.
Yeah, like she tries to just be like, feels like that one like South Park sketch where a bunch of guys are just like, we're sorry.
Yeah, oh my god. That meme was just gonna be
Sorry.
that meme is just gonna be so ingrained all the time, especially on Control Chaos when Vex or Ann Alba get mad at us. We're sorry. But also as well, the song in this episode literally borrows from one of the worst songs ever conceived. Baby. No. Just no. It's related to the Justin Bieber song, Baby. Like, just no.
Spoof on it.
Yeah, but still, no. We just. I think the world. I think the world can can cope with that song just being lost to the ages.
Fair.
So yeah. Episode 7. What was the title of episode 7?
Slap Revolution.
Which I've got to say, great title. Even though this episode was just like a train wreck for Lashana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
which I've got a side note. I will say this: Lashana is one of my top 5 favorite characters. So to see her have this down, like if I had to pick my 5 favorite characters of Total Drama so far, it would be Owen. Well, in no particular order: Owen, Gwen, Lashana, DJ, and Alejandro. And to
Interesting
see,
lineup.
well, hey, Lashana is just like one of the nicest people ever, and DJ is DJ. You just want to give him a hug, especially this season. You legitimately just want to go up to him and give him a hug and say, "It's okay, buddy. It's okay."
DJ is a cinnamon roll.
Thank you. And obviously, I like Gwen since Total Drama Island, and Owen, despite his fart jokes, I do like. I get why you adore him so much.
Of course, he holds a special place in my heart and shows. But
Yeah.
anyways, the cat in episode 7 of World Tour, we're going to Deutschland, aka
Deutschland.
Germany.
Which, by the way, side notes is brought up Ann Arbor. We might as well say it now. Ann Arbor, we wish you were watching this with us so that you could watch this episode.
Yeah, even though I'm pretty sure DDR has nothing to do with Germany, but we get a song taking place in the Himalayas, and
it has to be quiet. It has to be as quiet as possible so that the snow doesn't cause an avalanche. And what does Tyler do?
Shout at the top of his lungs because Lindsay remembered him.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, again, I literally put, Lindsay is not this stupid. I don't care what characterization they describe her as the airhead, the dim-witted, like, I don't care. She has proven in the past that part of that whole dim-wittedness is an act. I do not,
like,
but like more like, okay, there's more to her than just like, oh, I'm the hair-headed blonde chick. And I swear to God, if they Tyler, if they do this crap with Lindsay in Total Drama All Stars, I swear to God, Pillow Sama will make an appearance.
You don't have to worry about a thing with Lindsay.
Yeah, but yeah, because of this being in Germany, the theme of this episode is sausage making.
Yep, and
because it's Owen, they make him into the sausage. That has got to be. I've got to say, that's got to be one of the most ingenious things ever.
Yes, like incorporating Owen's whole gag of like eating a lot, and just making him a giant sausage. And we also see Sierra making a replica of Cody out of the sausage meat.
Which I literally put Cody's scared of Sierra, and yeah, you should be scared of her. Like, here's the thing. Here's what they so easily, and I've said this when we watch it, so easily. What they could have done with Sierra is had her and Alejandro be the villains. Like, Alejandro's like the more subtly manipulating people, but Sierra could have been like the more obvious manipulating people, because Alejandro could have been the more obvious manipulating of people, but he's too charming for people to even care. Sierra could have been the more subtle manipulator, in the sense that she's a Total Drama fangirl. She knows these characters in and out. She could have used that so easily to her advantage.
I mean, she does use it with Heather, and where like, she knows that Heather is just trying to get on her good side, and she's just kind of giving it back.
Yeah, but she could have easily done that with all the characters, like, played to their weaknesses. Like, if she was really serious about winning, she could have easily won this season. Like, if she was played more as the villain. Yeah. So that's my beef with Sierra, is that they really should have made her the villain, but no, they made her into a Cody obsessive fan. And I get that's the whole point of her, because she's based on a Cody obsessive fangirl. But here's here's what I would love to ask. If I could meet this person that Sierra is based on, I would like to ask them, so how was this character that was based on you? How do you like them in the series?
That would be interesting to get her opinion on that.
Because because if she said like, oh my god, was that how I acted? Yes. Yes,
I,
it was.
I mean, you do have to keep in mind, like whoever Sierra was based on was probably like like Sierra, a teenager,
Yeah, probably.
and this kind of behavior was probably something that that she grew out of.
Yeah, probably. But it would be interesting to see because now she's gonna have to live with that knowledge of like, oh my god, this character is based on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in this episode, in this episode, Lashana does the one thing that everyone has been wanting to do for Heather for the past 3 seasons: beat her to a pulp. Which I've got to say, even though I love Heather in this season, it was just so satisfying for that moment. I don't know about you, Tyler.
I honestly, the, my problem with the whole like Lashana smacking the shit out of Heather and making her lose a tooth is the fact that it just kind of goes against their friendship previously established in action.
Yeah, that is the only major issue with it. But at the same time, like, it's Heather. She has been having this coming for a long time.
And she had her comeuppance for it back during the end of Island. Literally, the entirety of action,
Yeah,
she was a butt monkey.
yeah, but still, she's just been one of those characters where it's just like, oh my god, someone needs to give her a right beating, and yeah, but but I think, this I feel is like the apex of it. So yeah, so yeah, I did like, just because of the fact that Heather, I've just been like, I love to hate her as a character, and I've just wanted to see like someone just go crazy on her. So yeah, but of course Alejandro has to do the whole manipulation, and Lashana gets booted. Another
Yep.
person from T-Fintry. Are we starting to see a pattern here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, episode 8, we're in the Amazon.
Yep. In the Amazon race, where they have to navigate the Amazon rainforest and get to the top of Mount Machu Picchu. Team Chris just kind of fuck around and get attacked by giant mutant caterpillars. Alejandro gets a nifty eye patch, and Tyler loses a pair of pants.
Yeah, and also Chris being addicted to Cody with his allergy pen. I don't know, like, what's the name they actually call it?
It's an EpiPen.
EpiPen, yeah. Chris being addicted to Cody with the EpiPen. So yeah, Chris, what the hell? What the hell again? And also in this episode, Heather gets a golden tooth to replace her missing tooth. But we have to deal with the horror of this episode. Gwen rapping.
Yep, in the song. The G rap. The G, what does the G stand for? It stands for Gwen. It stands for Gwen.
Gwen. Which, no rapping, anything but rap. Cause not that I don't have anything against rap, but given the track history of raps in animation, yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, do we even have to mention the 4 Kids One Piece rap?
No.
or or the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl rap. It's a brand new game in a brand new world, new rivals as you fight for survival.
Nothing can stop you, dominant Pearl Pokemon!
Oh, make it stop! Make it stop! Make
Oh,
it
come on,
stop!
that's good and you know it!
No, but Tyler, also as well. So when did this season come out? Like, when did Total Drama World Tour come out?
Around 2010.
I'm just checking something quickly. So, and this was 3 years after Operation Overdrive, which we're getting to that song. So be prepared for that opening.
At least it was creative.
Ew, it wasn't. It wasn't.
They tried something different, which I
Yeah.
can applaud them for. I applaud. It's honestly, I take it over just another Go Go Power Rangers.
Oh, you hit it here, fans. Come and get Tyler. Come and get Tyler with your torches and pitchforks. Anyway, so in this episode, surprisingly, Team Victory finally won something legitimately. Won something. I mean, I know they won in the America episode, but still, legitimately won a challenge and won the chance to go into first class.
Yep, and Team Amazon is going back. Is going to the elimination ceremony, where you got Courtney, Gwen, and Sierra voting for Heather, Heather voting for Gwen, and Cody voting for Sierra.
Yeah, but isn't it? But of course, it's Lashana that ends up going. Yeah. Which again, as much as it pays me, at least we'll have Lashana in All Stars, right?
No.
Again, Lashana. Why wasn't Lashana in All Star? Like they've got so many characters to pick from, and they pick Sierra over Lashana and Harold.
You can't see me, but I'm shrugging my shoulders.
I believe you. I believe you. So yeah. And in this episode, speaking of Sierra, this episode we learned that don't we learn in this episode that Cody was voting to get rid of Sierra?
Yeah, Cody voted to get rid of Sierra, which upset Sierra.
Which leads into probably, if not for one particular episode, another episode. If not for one particular episode, episode 20, which you know the episode, that I'm thinking of.
Yep.
Which, if not for that episode 9, the Paris episode would be probably the worst episode of the season, because all throughout the episode, all we have is Sierra just being a total annoying bitch. There, I said it.
Okay, tell us how you really feel then.
It's not even, like, again, this season is great, but Total Drama fans, you cannot ignore the big major Cody Sama in the room. You cannot ignore that.
And a lot of them don't. Like, Sierra's a very polarizing character.
Well, for me, if Chris was more likable, she's definitely my least favorite contestant of all time. I don't think anyone will top her.
Yeah, just wait till we get the Pocateo.
I mean, this would be like if we had to put up with Katie and Sadie from Total Drama Island for an entire season.
We already did that.
No, I mean for more than an entire season. Uh, because Sierra, the way she's been right now, it makes me feel like she's been in more than one season.
Uh,
Yeah.
fair,
So
but
yeah,
uh,
and in this episode, I legitimately put, "Are we sure Sierra isn't a villain because of just how many?" Her and Cody's relationship has to be like the most toxic relationship in this franchise.
Courtney and Duncan.
Courtney and Duncan, yes, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about Courtney and Duncan. Duncan eventually saw through Courtney. Cody could easily just walk away from Sierra and just be like, "Look, I don't like you. Quit bugging me." But here's the thing: Cody does not walk away from it. He puts up with it. He And Cody, you were redeemed in the season, but the fact that you're putting up with this crap, like,
All right, chill, chill.
I'll chill. I'll chill. I'll chill. I'll chill.
Moving away from Team Amazon. Some highlights from the other teams. We see Noah use a fake ball trick on a Sasquatch and Izzy. Don't know how it worked on Izzy, but
Oh, and also, I was sure that that Noah didn't get his junk lasered off.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Noah nearly got his junk lasered off during the song segment. Paris in
Yeah,
the springtime, we my friends. Uh, where it's a song about Sierra singing about how her heart was broken by Cody. Cody trying to talk to Sierra, but there's this one little interjection with Owen and Noah, as Noah's trying to navigate a, a laser gate. A laser zaps through his crotch.
yeah. So, are we sure his crotch is okay?
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, and also,
Hopefully so.
yeah. Oh, and also illegal destruction of art.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be Lindsay's first time. Uh, Speaking of Lindsay, team the plot for Team Victory is that DJ finds an Egypt exhibit and found the same mummified dog that he pet in Egypt. So he's trying to dispel the curse by returning that dog to Egypt. How he plans to get to Egypt from France is
I
beyond
have
me.
no. Well, it's not impossible to do that, but at the same time, yeah, he's in a competition going around the world, and I doubt Chris is gonna allow him to go back to Egypt just to drop something off.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he can make the excuse that he has family there.
Yeah, maybe, but
Wouldn't it be
yeah, he could have made that excuse.
But then again, I'm pretty sure that Chris wouldn't allow that.
No,
But
he wouldn't.
uh, unfortunately, the mummified dog ends up getting destroyed after Izzy slams it on the ground like a quarterback on a football field.
Yeah, yeah,
And he also gets attacked by a Sasquatch, a bear, and a baby seal slapping its back flippers onto his crotch.
yeah. DJ, it's okay, buddy, it's okay, buddy. Um, No, actually, I shouldn't. No, actually, because I was going to suggest something to him, but then I remembered something. But I remembered like, oh yeah, if he tried to come over here at my suggestion of like, oh, you can come and pet my kitty cat. I just remembered she's scared of strangers, so she'd probably run away from him, and that would make things even worse.
Yeah, but Team Victory end up losing again, and we have a tiebreaker challenge to see who goes home. A fashion walk-off. Where each member of Team Victory choose a model to dress up. Lindsay goes with Tyler, DJ goes with Gwen. Uh Lynn You'd expect Lindsay to excel in this, but she does not.
No, she doesn't. And literally, all Gwen does is just put on DJ's t-shirt.
And falls off the stage while DJ does a little dance.
Yeah.
And DJ wins.
How? I have no. I guess they wanted to throw DJ a bone because it's like DJ suffered enough.
So Lindsay ends up going home, and hits her head on the on the roof of the plane.
Yeah. Which could explain how she ends up. Is it just me, or is this to imply that later on Lindsay has brain damage because of that?
No.
Okay, all right. It was just something. It was just something that I was noticing just then. I'm like, wait, does this imply that this is why Lindsay is dumber later or something? Or
Nope.
okay.
But next up, we have one of my favorite episodes, New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, yeah, I like this episode, even though it's back to Canada.
Hey, we're going back to Chris's homeland, Newfoundland.
Yeah, and also my first note for this episode was Sierra taking Cody's ninth toothbrush. Don't do a Trent.
And we also see Owen hitting on DJ.
Yeah, which Owen, like I said, DJ needs all the love in this season. He needs all the love in this season.
And speaking of DJ, we see Heather and Alejandro sort of having a fight on who gets DJ's loyalty, because Heather's trying to get DJ to come to her side, and Alejandro's trying to do the same thing as well. And we see it going to the point where Heather's crawling through the vents to get to the confessional bathroom to talk to DJ about an alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
DJ, like, no, not DJ. Heather, man's doing his business in there. Leave him alone.
Yeah, yeah. You wouldn't like if someone did it to you.
And apparently, DJ wasn't the only person that she was spying on. Apparently, she knows that Izzy likes to sing "Pop Goes the Weasel" when she takes a shit.
Why? Why is he?
Also, we get one of the few funny gags with Sierra, where the plane's like skipping on the water, and Sierra's like, "Why are we in the middle of the ocean? Oh wait, we're not. Why are we in the middle of the ocean? Oh wait, we're not."
Okay, yeah, I'll admit, Sierra. I'll admit that was pretty funny.
She gets one, which leaves her with negative 9,999.
Yeah. But Sierra, you get one. You get one. Everybody gets one, even you. And also, it leads into one of the best songs in the sea shanty.
Oh, I love. Wellerman ain't got shit on this on this sea shanty, and it's darn catchy.
It is darn catchy, especially when Alejandro pulls out the accordion from nowhere. It's like, where was he keeping that?
Probably the same place where Owen was keeping that restaurant menu.
Now I don't want to think about that. Yeah, go ahead.
But during the song, they're trying to race to a Newfoundland port. Because DJ's all by himself, he gets a speedboat. But right now, DJ's trying to quit, and for like the first bit of the song, he's not singing. But then the sea shanty caught up to him.
Yeah, which I've got a give DJ credit for. It's like if I was in his position at this point, I'd be like, I'm out. I quit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
hey,
Even though I think Chris would have now that I think about it, Chris probably would have manipulated the rules so that he had to sing, so that he didn't have to sing. And also as well, the deliberate placement on the thumbnail of this video of the M on DJ's face, that is deliberate because he misses his mama.
yep. And during the song, the Amazon boat come across a mysterious silhouette that looks sort of like Duncan until they realize it's just a rock.
It's just it's a giant rock. I can't believe what I'm seeing. A giant rock.
And then Sierra talks about a story where she jumped out of a window into a rose bush because she saw Cody on a white horse.
Yeah. And then when they actually do get to land, they have clams and bottles.
Yep. So Victory and teams Victory and Chris arrive first, and Heather is relegated to shucking clams.
Yeah. Which,
But
by the way, at this point, DJ is the only member of Team Victory left, isn't he?
yep, he's now solo Victory.
Yeah. Or as Fex would like to put it, solo leveling. Which, by the way, still watching that series, it's very good.
Huh, neat. I'll have to watch
Yeah.
myself. But so the second part of the challenge is a relay where Owen where two members of a team have to decipher a new a proper Newfoundland well, two members have to drink a bottle of apple cider vinegar. Two people have to decipher a Newfoundland phrase, and the last member has to kiss a cod.
Yeah.
Like
Which,
they mean it.
by the way, apparently this is what got this episode banned. Really? Kissing the cod?
Wait, really?
I thought you said that the cod. Oh no, he said something about cod kissing show banned by parents. Because that's what I put as one of my notes.
Oh yeah, because Noah mentioned that the show that Noah mentioned that his younger cousins were forbidden from watching the show.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I'm like, wait, for kissing a cod? Why?
I mean, it's a fish, and
Even so.
like throughout the entire challenge, and because DJ's by himself, he does every step by himself. He drinks an entire jug of apple cider vinegar, somehow deciphers a Newfoundland phrase by accident, and kisses the fish because it has an Egyptian symbol, the Eye of Anubis.
Yeah. Which I believe this helps secure his curse, even though he probably didn't have one to begin with.
Yeah, it seems to cure his. Well, we'll get into that. So DJ and Tyler kiss the cod, and they both tie for first place, and get into first class. While Team Amazon are the biggest losers, but it was all a reward challenge, and it turns out Alejandro painted the symbol on those cod.
Yeah, he probably did that because he was fed up of DJ thinking he was cursed.
It was to win over DJ's loyalty,
Yeah.
as seen in the next episode, Jamaica Me Sweat, where where Team Chris and Victory are are enjoying a nice bit of relaxation in first class. And Alejandro's trying to convince Chris to let DJ join his team.
Which
And
why didn't Chris let that happen? Because at this point, Team Victory doesn't Team Victory doesn't even need to be here.
I don't know, but
but also as well, as the flying over Jamaica, Chris and Chef discover like, oh no, we forgot to stock up on fuel. It's empty.
and the plane crashes on top of Izzy and Owen.
Which, how did that not kill them?
It's a cartoon. These fuckers can survive a lot.
Yeah, but still, it's supposed to be like reality. Not very realistic if people could survive a plane falling on them.
It's also not realistic for people to kiss a cod.
Okay, point taken. Point taken. But yeah, my other note for this episode that I had was Alejandro better Justin.
That is a fantastic point. So with Izzy and Owen out of commission, we move on to the first part of the challenge, which involves cliff diving for pirate booty. Tyler volunteers to do all the diving for Team Chris. DJ and his fish Irene do all the jumping for Team Victory. And Team Amazon kind of rotate between all their members. Cody gets punched out by a shark. Gwen gets electrocuted by eels. Heather falls off the cliff. And right now, Sierra probably has the record for world's largest cannonball.
Yeah. Like, that cannonball could wipe out an entire ocean.
And Courtney also gets electrocuted by an eel.
But not as much as Gwen.
Yeah, which actually lands her in the infirmary.
Which, by the way, was it because like all the electric eels shocked Gwen that they didn't shock Courtney as much?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one eel compared to Gwen's multiple.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we also see Owen and Izzy in the infirmary, and Izzy is now a super genius who figured out time travel.
Which, hey, Izzy, if you ever need to be put in a manga, Dr. Stone needs you right now.
and then she gets taken away by the government.
Yeah, and I do believe that's the end of Izzy. And I'm gonna do it right now. Maybe we'll see her again in All Stars, right?
Actually, put a pin in that.
Yes! Because again, Izzy is like just screaming like perfect for All Stars.
She is an All Stars, not as a contestant.
Oh.
But she is an All Stars.
Okay.
But anyways, we also get a music number featuring Owen and Gwen called "Oh My Izzy," which features a lot of like reggae instruments. And this might be one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, hey, Sierra, are you paying attention? Owen and Izzy are the example of a good relationship. Are you taking notes, Sierra? Because Owen and Izzy did not have to manipulate each other to be in a relationship.
Are we forgetting about the time Owen pushed Izzy into what was perceived as a psycho killer with a chainsaw and a hook?
Okay, aside from that one time. It's like
Oh, is he? Oh, is he? I miss you so. Sorry.
it's
I like
all
that
right.
song.
It's all right. But yeah, uh, just let me have the Owen and Izzy ship along with the Harold and LaShawn ship, and I'll be a happy bunny.
Hey, hey, take him. I ain't gonna stop you. But moving on to the second part of the challenge, the team, the sled of death, where
Yeah,
Owen rejoined because he was deemed fit to compete.
yeah,
Convenient.
yeah, convenient. Um, but also as well in this in this challenge we have DJ with his fish again.
Yeah, and
Which
uh,
I've got to ask, given how that track is structured, how does that fish stay in the bowl?
the power of God in anime.
Yeah, I guess.
But right now, DJ's looking like a threat on on the longboard race. So Alejandro attempts to sabotage him by purposefully talking loud enough to where DJ can hear him about how he painted the Egyptian symbol on Irene to fool DJ into thinking he was cured of his curse, which because thanks to the power of self fulfilling prophecies brings back DJ's curse. So the curse was in his mind the entire time.
It
And with
was
this,
it really was. DJ, you should have not. You should have just put it down to coincidence.
and 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 with this, DJ has been eliminated. And
But
Team Victory has been dissolved.
he'll have a chance to redeem himself in All Stars because DJ deserves to be in All Stars. Why wasn't DJ in All Stars? And it's not like he can't be in All Stars because literally DJ has this is voiced by the same guy who voices Chef Hatchet.
Well, to be fair, he does make a cameo later on.
Yeah, but he should have been a contestant. Like DJ is lit. Like if they had DJ, Lashana, and Harold in that season, we could have had like a really stacked season. Like you don't have to have Owen in the season, but at least have more characters that just scream all stars, like Izzy, Harold, Lashana, and DJ.
Fair
Yeah.
enough, but
I mean, question: would you put DJ in All Stars if you had a chance to rejig the cast of All Stars and you could add two extra contestants? Would you add DJ into that mix?
uh, uh, well, my first edition would be Owen, and my second edition would be a member of the second generation.
Okay. But okay, okay, if you had to pick two from the original generation to add in as like the extra two to make it 16 as opposed to 14, who would you pick out of these four? Izzy, Harold, Lashana, or DJ?
Lashana and Harold.
Okay, all right. You know what I could do with that? I can deal with that because I honestly, I honestly would love to see them, like to see them at least acknowledge, like we are together now. Let me have that ship. Just let me have that ship, please.
Hey,
Please.
you can have it. You can have it. Keep it.
I will
You can,
keep it. I'll keep the Lashana Howell ship alive for as long as I live.
anyways, we get our second aftermath special, Revenge of the Telethon,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why it's getting revenge when this is the first time it's happened.
I know that just makes it so weird. Um, so I do believe this is isn't this like the is it the um or is it the next one where flaming no that name Bla- uh, Blaney
Plainly,
get
yeah.
Blaney gets her chance to appear in the series.
No, that's the next one.
Okay, all right. So yeah. Again, why is this called the Revenge of the Talonfall? I guess because I guess I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, folks, but we do get two songs here. We have "Save This Show," which is I'm convinced it's a spoof on like those like cheesy fundraiser songs.
It probably is, but also we get Sisters, where it's basically just Lashana dissing Alejandro.
And Harold and Bridget be being supportive friends and being her backup dancers, and
Yeah,
Shauna accidentally kicks Harold in the nuts.
which okay, that was an accident. That was an accident. I'll forgive her for that. Just as long as she agrees to at least go out on a movie date with Harold. Just at least do that, Lashana.
God, you were like the Sierra of the Lashana X Harold ship.
I know, and that's what makes me hate myself. Because Harold deserves to get his girl. He deserves it.
But uh we get the intro. We see Lindsay giving away a bunch of tubes of lip gloss. We see the Aftermath studio getting wrecked by a bunch of killer animals.
And also as well, we get introduced to Izzy. I mean, we get introduced to Izzy. We get introduced to Izzy. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Brainzilla.
Yep.
Yeah. So, how many personalities is Izzy at now? So we've had Brainzilla. We've had
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope. We've had Izzy herself. We've had. There was one more.
Explosivo.
Explosiva. So 4 personalities of Izzy. Again, why wasn't she one of the contestants in All Stars? I don't get it. I don't get it, Tyler. But yeah, so they're apparently raising up to up to $1 million because of some contrived obligations.
Well, they had to raise $500K for fuel for the plane, but then they had to raise another $500K to fix
the studio.
To fix the studio after the animals went on a rampage.
Which they do in the end. They do in the end.
Yep, thanks to Izzy hitting a bomb with a hammer.
Which which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah, but now it's time for the most pivotal episode in total drama history. Episode 13. I
see London. Yep, we finally get representation for the British devil. That is for the British person of all of Cultural Curse that would be as British can be. Me. So yeah, they did. In this episode, they realized that they realistically cannot land the plane at well, since they're in London, it would be Heathrow Airport. So I guess they're like, you don't have clearance to land in Heathrow Airport, so Chris is just going to dump everyone out of the plane and land on the top of a double decker bus.
Yep, and we also see that Alejandro is suspiciously missing until Chris
Yeah.
reveals he was taken by Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, which as much as I like this episode because of the fact that we do go to my neck of the woods, it's kind of a bit of a cliche for it to be London. And I did say this after we watched it, like I would have loved it if it was Stratford upon Avon and they went to, or they could even do London with the Globe Theatre, but done something done like a have it be a. I would have called the episode. I'm just trying to think. How would you make a to Chris or not to Chris? There we go. Make it so like okay. That's obviously a reference to Hamlet, to be or not to be. So yeah, I would have had it be like okay. The teams now have to do their own like abridged version of a Shakespeare play. That's what I would have done instead of Jack the Ripper. Because you could have done like some, because there's just possibilities there. So I would have had like the like because let me just remind myself who's on the who's on whose team. So so Team Amazon, we have so they could have had Team Amazon do Julius Caesar, like with everyone just betraying everyone, and Team Chris is really, really, really hot. I would have loved them to have done like I would have loved them to do Midsummer's Night's Dream because that would have just been hilarious. Just to see Owen have an ass for a head. Yeah, because they could have. Yeah, but that would have that's how I would have done the episode differently. I would have done the whole Jack the Ripper thing because I think it's been done to death. But yeah. But again, Chris, you get a point. You get a point for mentioning. Okay, I've said it before that even though you lot disagree with me about beans on toast being one of the greatest things ever, but there's something even greater than beans on toast. The chip butty. The chip butty is the most British of British things ever. We've got fries here, we've got bread here, slam them together.
Yeah, that's what a chip buddy is. It's basically it's basically a sandwich with fries.
Yeah, that is literally all. Funny enough, this wasn't because we were doing the video today. This was just purely coincidence. I had a chip butty for lunch today at work.
Nice.
Yeah, only because there was like a cafe in the shopping mall where I work at, and I didn't and it's taken me like 6 years to realize like, oh wait, they do take away. It's taken me 6 years to realize that. I don't know why that was it. But yeah, also in this episode, they do something extremely like you should not be doing this. Messing about with the Queen. Well, I guess now. Well, I guess at the time it would be Queen. Now it will be King's Guard. But point is, they mess about with the Royal Guards. Which, if you've seen any of the YouTube videos where people try to do that, it's like, yeah, it does not end well for them. Because you saw the picture that I sent to you of that person that was trying to mess with the guards. And just like pointing their guns at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it is super not. You do not do that because they legitimately can do. They can legitimately do that if you get pissed off if you piss them off, even though they're trained to be like, we must not react to this. That even then they can only be pushed too far.
Fair enough.
So yeah, using them for the song is like, yeah, why aren't these guys? Why I don't believe for 1 second because they are legitimately trained to like we just stand here, do nothing. That no the outside world does not exist them. So I do not believe Chris paid them off to do this.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also we go to the tower. We go to the Tower of London as well, where Gwen is struck. Not Gwen. Heather is struck into one of those old torture devices. The ones where with their hands and legs chained together, and you twist the knob, and it like stretches them.
Yep.
And it turns out that that Jack the Ripper the whole time what was Old Man Jenkins, but Chris unmasks him to reveal that it really was Ezekiel, who is now a zombie.
And gets thrown out of the plane again, and grabs onto the landing gear.
Yeah. And Duncan was here the whole time as well. Well, they found him.
Yep, they found Duncan in an old underground punk club in Whitechapel.
Which
And
I've got a question: if he was in Africa, how did he make it to London?
that is a good question.
Because it unlike getting from Egypt to somewhere like some of the other places, like Africa is on an entirely different continent to England. It's like two continents. It's like okay, you've got Africa, then you've got like Spain, and then you've got Spain, France, Germany, all of that, and then you've got the UK. So he'd have to go over two bodies of water to get to London.
Yeah, he like homie would be
Unless
like
let me just. I'm just gonna
Go
quickly
ahead.
look it up. Like, is it possible? Because it technically could be possible for him to like walk to France from Africa. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Based on the geography, it is possible, but it would take ages to walk to from Africa to France and then get a ferry from France to England.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm actually I'm looking at it right now. 93 day to get from Africa to England walking, it would take Duncan 2,229 hours, or approximately 3 months to realistically get from Africa to England if he was walking. I mean, you could technically swim across the English Channel from France to England. But yeah, but also as well, going back to the chip buddy, how much would you have wanted to see Owen just stuffing his face with chip buddy?
That would be nice, but he did get some wieners.
He did. He got the sausages.
And go ahead.
That's all I was going to say, because that's really all I had. All I had with this episode. It was a good episode. I just wish they had done something different than the Jack the Ripper stuff.
Oh, and Noah got the boot.
Yeah, Noah got the boot.
I did like Noah in this season. Admittedly, like, and I do wish we could have gotten more out of him, because I am not a fan of Duncan's return.
Yeah, you made that perfectly. You made that pretty clear. Yeah, I don't think Duncan should have returned as well, because he made it perfectly clear. Like, he does not want to sing.
And it would be really bad to have someone who adamantly doesn't want to sing and is able to quit the the show he's on because he does not want to sing, versus the people who are willing to put up with it for $1 million.
Hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
it don't make no motherfucking sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. So yeah, episode 14,
Grease's pieces.
where they go to the very first place where the Olympics were.
Italy.
No, Chris, your intern's got it wrong.
And he throws that intern out of the plane.
Which again, another attempted murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So literally the only two notes I had for this episode were "Shut up, Sierra" and Cody getting a punch on Duncan. It's like, where did that come from Cody?
his hand.
Yeah, I get where it came from, but I was just like, wow, Cody. Didn't expect that. But I guess it was but yeah, it was the power of, oh my god, I found out that Duncan kissed the girl that I like. You are getting a punch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and this is
Wait,
where
wait,
Duncan and
yeah,
Gwen get exposed.
yeah, because it's around the time where Duncan and Gwen become a quote unquote real couple. Because it's a little bit confusing. Are Courtney and Duncan still together?
In Courtney's mind, they are still together, and Duncan has not brought up any form of like rebuttal. Like, I feel like if, say, someone were to say that you and another person were in a relationship, you'd be like, "No, we're not."
Yeah, but then doesn't Courtney wouldn't Courtney be making more of an effort to be like, oh, I still want to be with you, Duncan, and Duncan just be like, no.
Like,
Yeah.
like, uh, like Duncan, uh, like a lot of the love triangle stuff, like all of this love triangle shit, in my opinion, a lot of it
It
can be blamed on Duncan. And I feel
no,
like
it can't be because Duncan's being pulled in two different directions here. It's just like, but at the same time, Duncan should be doing more to be like, he should legitimately go up to Courtney and be like, I don't want to be with you anymore.
yeah, it's because he doesn't do that is why I feel he's to blame. His
I thought you were
refusal to speak up.
I thought you were saying Duncan had nothing to do with it, but no, Duncan is yeah. Now that you mention it, Duncan is the problem with this love triangle. These love triangles do not work. I'm gonna say it right now. These love triangles in this season do not work.
Like, okay, like say what you, like, but before anybody says anything, I am like, okay, before anybody says anything, I am not absolving Courtney or Gwen of fault.
Oh, absolutely not.
Courtney treated Duncan absolutely horribly and had way too high of expectations of him, and was a really terrible person during her time on Action. And Gwen getting with somebody's ex is not cool. Like, it's kind of like an unspoken rule. Like,
Tyler, here's the thing, right? You're gonna end up with. There's a lot of relationships that end up with someone's ex.
but like, I feel like it just ends up creating unnecessary tension.
It does, but at the same time, like if you feel that you're compatible with each other, and technically they want to get, Duncan, they were together. Okay, I'll say this. At least Sierra sticks to her guns with Cody. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, like, I actually watched a video by a smaller creator, regarding Duncan, like, earlier this week, and, uh, it was by a smaller creator called, Lech Gang.
Okay.
I'll probably leave a comment, when, this video comes up properly on your channel and on the Control Chaos channel to that video. And I definitely recommend giving that video a watch because I definitely do think it like gives a lot of points in and against Duncan. But like she brings up a point that like Duncan does not receive any sort of flack for this relationship. And
No.
like he he really should be. He's cheating on somebody, like he's cheating on his girlfriend with somebody else, and it's just rubbing salt in the wound after the fact. Like, I get you. You can't stand Courtney. I can't stand Courtney. But here's what you do, Duncan. Courtney still thinks you're in a relationship? Break it off with her. Be like, no,
Yeah.
Courtney, I am not putting up with this. Last time we were trying to make things work, you wrote up a 32-page list, front and back, on how to make this relationship stable. Nuh-uh. No way. You need therapy. I'm out. Which is something Duncan would totally say. Because Duncan's character is all about him not taking shit from anybody. That's his entire archetype. He's the bad boy with a heart of gold. He can be nice, but doesn't take shit from anybody regardless.
I don't think I have anything more to add to that. You perfectly summed it up. And I really believe that this is probably the downfall of particularly Gwen and Duncan's characters.
It's also the downfall of Courtney's character because
well, Courtney's character was already downhill for in Total Drama Action when she was basically manipulating everything to work in her favor because of those stupid contracts or lawyer things or whatever she was doing.
Yeah. And like, but all this aside, I do like the song In Greece. Both Duncan has a fantastic singing voice, and I don't know. And if Duncan's return brought anything, it's his VA's decent, really good singing voice. I'll maintain that until I die.
Okay, yeah, that's the only thing that was like we need Duncan back for.
Yeah, because he does sing very well. Another thing, I think the challenges recreating the Olympics are a really good touch.
Yeah.
I love how Owen dominated the wrestling challenge, and I love Heather and Alejandro in the in, in the hurdle race. And I just love how like the Amazons lose the wrestling challenge all because of friendly fire.
Yes. Yes. And again, this is another non-elimination episode.
Yep, Duncan was gonna go home, but Chris ended up shoving an intern out of a plane again.
Yeah.
But moving on to the X-Files.
With a title like that, you expect them to be in Iceland.
And they end up in India.
Huh. Weird. I could have sworn India wasn't on the list.
It was supposed to be on the list, but it ended up being cut like Italy.
Yeah, you'd figure India and Italy would be like two like obvious prime locations to go to.
I think they were all supposed to go to Taiwan and Vietnam.
Huh.
But those were those were scrapped. But in all reality, they end up going to Area 51.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, which they must which as well in this episode because it involves around aliens they have to dig for the alleged ET cartridges from Atari.
that was in wait, is Area 51 in Nevada?
I believe it is
I can't believe
Area
I can't,
51. Yeah, within the Nevada test and training range.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure the ET cartridges were buried in Arizona.
ET cartridges burial. ET Atari cartridge burial. New Mexico.
Oh, they're in New Mexico. Okay. Anyways, so the task here is to retrieve an intact alien artifact from Area 51 and bring it back to Chris.
Yeah,
Um,
which don't which correct me if I'm wrong, but is it super illegal to enter Area 51 without a permit?
yeah, it's like hella illegal to even step foot without probably being like a high-ranking member of military.
Yeah, so you'd figure like how is Chris get? I know this is like you meant to suspend disbelief with this, but seriously, how is the U.S. government not watching this series and being like, "Hey, what is this guy even doing?"
Uh, I mean, he seems to have. Oh, okay. So apparently you can get a tour of Area 51,
Oh, okay.
and it can cost anywhere from $200 to $1,400.
Really, I would have thought it would be more than that.
Huh.
Um. So yeah, the and of course the plane later on gets attacked by hostile aliens because why not?
Yep. We also see Owen being abducted by and being dressed up in makeup that makes him look like the Joker. And we
Well,
also see Alejandro performing some hypnosis on Owen, and whenever the word revenge is said, Owen pulls his underwear over his head, starts doing the Running Man and singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
yeah, for some reason I don't know why. But there is one thing that I'm just like confused by. So it's established that Alejandro is super strong, yet he has trouble carrying Owen through a minefield.
You do realize the guy is near 300 pounds.
Yeah, but at the same time, Alejandro is still like a really strong character, so he shouldn't be having this much difficulty, especially with what happened in Egypt.
I imagine Bridget and Lindsay are lighter than Owen.
I guess.
And
Oh, go
and,
ahead.
and keep in mind, like Alejandro was trying to work his magic with Bridget and Lindsay. He wasn't
Okay,
working any kind of magic with Owen, especially when he's unconscious.
and especially when Owen keeps calling him Al,
Mm-hmm.
Al, Al. Can we call Alejandro Al or maybe just Din?
I mean, we're already calling him Al.
Yeah. Which is the reason why he hypnotized Owen.
Yep.
Um,
And Tyler ends up costing Team Chris the challenge and
which
sending
is
them to elimination. Which honestly, I would have sent Owen home here.
Yeah, I kind of would have done as well. But also in this episode, um, so in this episode, because of what Gwen had done and not Duncan, I think Duncan did more damage than Gwen, in my honest opinion, with the whole love triangle. But because of this, Gwen is now the new Heather. Which, no, she's not. I don't care what they think. I don't care how in their minds they justify it. Gwen is no Heather.
She's not even in the same ballpark of some of the shit Heather did.
Okay. I'm putting Gwen and Heather at one area, at a balanced area. Gwen goes up a notch for being like, okay, she's done semi questionable things, but Heather goes up the mountain and looks down on Gwen.
Exactly, and it's also
Yeah.
here where Courtney did flirt with Tyler until he ends up getting the boot. And
Which, if Lindsay found out about that,
she'd either be pissed with Courtney or not care because she knows Courtney's desperate in flirting with Tyler.
yeah. But anyway, Gwen hardly did anything wrong. I'm still gonna stick by that. I'm still gonna be like the Gwen defender.
She still kissed somebody else's ex.
Yeah, she still did that, but at the same time, she doesn't deserve this. Gwen does not deserve this.
Like she kissed her. She made out with a friend's ex. Which is kind of tacky.
It's tacky, but at the same time, they treat this as if it's like the worst thing anyone could do. Even though characters in this series have done far worse.
Anyways, moving on, we now have episode 16, Picnic at Hanging Dork.
Which, surprisingly, with a title like that, Harold's not in it. Ironically.
Yeah, but we are in Australia.
Yep, and we're going to have a shrimp on the barbie and have one of those famous giant beers. I'd be like, beer it is.
And we'll also fight a kangaroo with a jar of Marmites.
Which, by the way, I've got to ask you a question. Marmite, yay or nay?
I haven't tried it.
For me, nay. Ugh. It's just like having tar in your mouth. Ugh.
I have heard that a little goes a long way with that stuff. So
yeah, but you've heard the phrase, you're a Marmite sort of person. You either love it or you hate it.
Fair enough. But in this episode, it starts with each contestant needing to catch and ride an emu to Hanging Rock. Once the entire team is at Hanging Rock, each member must bungee jump down to a pen of sheep and pull up a sheep, and then they would then need to shear said sheep to find a logo to find a logo for their respective teams. Team Amazon, we need to find the Team Amazon logo. Team Chris, we need to find a Team Chris logo. Yada yada yada. First person to find a sheep with their logo wins.
And there's a lot of sheep. There is a lot of sheep.
And because Team Amazon got all their team members there first, they got an electric razor, while Team Chris were stuck with the manual shears. And it's also this episode where Alejandro and Duncan team up to try to fuck with Courtney.
Which, Duncan, you're not helping here. You're not helping here. But also, as well, the sheep challenge, you would think that would be in Wales rather than Australia.
Or Scotland.
Yeah, I don't know why Australia. I mean, I guess because they just wanted it to be Australia, because they wanted the last big continent.
Well, they haven't been to Antarctica yet.
Yeah, which is surprising.
I mean, pretty sure the place is like uninhabitable, so.
Yeah, it is, but at the same time, they could have done something there. Could have just been like, "Hey, you've got to swim through snow to get somewhere." I don't know.
Anyways, uh, uh, Courtney then starts getting frisky with Alejandro to Heather's jealousy. And then Heather
Because
starts hitting on Duncan, who is in a relationship with Gwen.
yeah, which, ugh, ugh.
So now this is becoming like a love pentagon.
Yeah. So we got Gwen and Duncan. We got Heather trying to get with Duncan because she thinks that will make Courtney jealous, even though he's with Gwen. Then we've got Courtney getting with Alejandro to make Heather jealous, even though Heather at this point doesn't see Alejandro in that way. She just sees him as like a manipulative bastard.
I mean, she did swoon over him in Newfoundland.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, no, I can't swoon over him. I don't like him. I don't like him.
Oh, we forgot the give me the tape skit in Newfoundland. The give me the tape thing in Newfoundland, where like where each of the main Heather, Gwen, and Courtney all like said something embarrassing, and like, I want the tape back. Give me the tape. How do you open this thing?
Yeah, and also in this episode we have another voting tie break here, where we have 2 for Courtney, 2 for Gwen, and 1 for Sierra.
Because of course,
even though Cody was gonna vote for Courtney.
Well, do keep in mind that he sort of got mauled by a dingo.
Yeah, fair enough. And because of Gwen's allergies with eucalyptus, she ends up losing the tiebreak. So Gwen is out at this point,
which is sort of sad. But honestly, if it means the love triangle shit can stop,
it's probably for the best. It's probably for the best, and also the fact that Kangaroo kicked Gwen.
Yep, in the bonus clips. I think I forgot to mention this in action. I may or may not have did that, but just like in action, Total Drama World Tour had bonus clips after each episode, where if someone was eliminated, we see what happened to them after they took the drop of shame. If it was like a non-elimination or an aftermath, we'd see something related to such, like in the second aftermath, we saw like blatantly without makeup. And or like Sierra with the apples that Team Amazon won in New York, Sierra in the cockpit, Team Victory in the cockpit. We get Tyler getting shocked by aliens, Noah getting shocked by eels, Gwen being haunted by eels, etc.
Yeah.
Anyways, time for episode 7. Another one of my favorites. Sweet
episode 7.
Sour.
Episode 7.
17.
Yeah, Sweden Sour.
So with this title, we're obviously going to Norway.
Yay! But before that, we have to deal with Cody being depressed due to Gwen's elimination, and not because he's being forced to be with Sierra.
And Sierra being happy that Gwen is gone, so she can force Cody to be with her.
Which, Sierra, you do not deserve Cody. What you deserve is a straight jacket.
Damn.
But yeah, she does. Let's be honest, she does.
Maybe just like trying to find her a new interest that isn't total drama or
Yeah,
Cody.
but then that probably would make things even worse.
Because then she'd hyperfixate on that.
Yeah, and I dread to think what she would hyperfixate on. Like, can you imagine her being hyperfixated on One Piece?
Oh, she would be all over. Maybe Kobe.
No, Usopp. Usopp. I can see her being an Usopp fan. But yeah. Anyway, so in this episode, obviously with the title, they go to Switzerland to compete in a Viking capture the flag.
In all seriousness, they go to Sweden where they need to build boats. And while Team Chris manages to build a boat, Team Amazon just builds Gwen's head, which leads
Yeah,
us into one of my favorite songs of the season. We built Gwen's
Gwen's
face.
we built Gwen's face. Yeah, which is just again a diss at Gwen.
And a little tribute to ABBA.
Yeah,
We built Gwen's face. We're gonna take first play. We gotta build Gwen's face.
yeah, yeah. And I put Sierra shut it again for the 50 billionth time. We have Owen winning respect here.
Yep. As he becomes a Viking captain, as he speaks like a pirate. But
Yeah.
Duncan and Alejandro go along with it because they want to make Owen happy. And that's a good thing, because
Yeah.
Owen deserves to be happy.
Oh, Owen deserves all the happiness. He deserves his cheese basement and his and all the love in the world.
Just keep him away from the chicken perfume.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, keep him away from the chicken perfume.
But this is another challenge that really enjoy. Because the second part is a race to capture the flag, but then turns into a full-on naval battle as Team Amazon is riding in Gwen's head like a boat, and Team Chris has an actual boat, and it ends with an Owen launching himself like a cannonball.
Yes, yes, it's beautiful. It is a beautiful moment.
Yep. And Team Chris wins, sending Team Amazon back to the elimination ceremony, only for it to be a non-elimination round when we could have lost Courtney.
Yes, we could have lost Courtney. And in this episode, Alejandro admits that Heather is the only one he truly likes. Although, whether or not that is Alejandro just being the manipulative bastard still, that remains to be seen.
I mean, hey, I ship it, but...
Hey, I ship it, they're just as bad as each other.
So... another thing I want to bring up is the bonus clip.
Yeah.
Where it's Team Chris getting massages from a Viking, and Alejandro is just in the worst pain imaginable. Just being like, oh, Alejandro's like, please let me go. You're the devil himself.
Yes. Yes.
I still have yet to find that, but I swear, once I will find and I will show it to you, Luke. But now we have the third afternoon.
I've actually typed in the it's because it's on the wiki, so I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll but it's in a freeze frame, so I'll send you the image.
Oh, okay.
There we go. There it is. It is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Owen and Duncan are just like, what the hell?
What the hell? But yeah, so we're in the third aftermath special of the season, aftermath after mayhem, where this is the one where Bre- uh, um, Blaney. Hey, I got it right!
You
I
got it
got
right.
it right!
You got it right,
Blaney!
Bones.
I finally got it
Congratulations,
right!
Luke. You're the winner of Total
This
Drama. Fuck you.
Okay, this is legitimately me, not this is legitimately me not being a Lindsay. That her name has been a legitimate tongue twister for me, and I've been honestly trying to pronounce it as much as possible. Blaine Lee. I finally got it right. No, wait, this means I have to put with her in the actual series. No.
But speaking of Blaney, uh, that's what today's song is about. Uh, sh- the song is called "Her Real Name Isn't Blaney"
But
because
what is it? What is her real name?
it's Mildred.
Mildred.
Yes.
What? Why Blaney then?
I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
she
I'm
likes.
looking at. Okay, I'm just to get to find out what her actual proper name is. Like Mildred Stacy Andrews
O'Halloran.
O'Halloran. Just rolls right off the tongue. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm just like, what? Why was she even the one to even be uh won the second chance challenge? She wasn't even a contestant to begin with. It makes no sense for her because she wasn't even a contestant to begin with.
Because uh because Jeff wants to get rid of her, considering what
Okay, yeah, I'll admit that because I did put it in my notes. Blaney being a blonde bitch.
yeah, who sent Bridget away on a trip to Siberia to meet a super fan.
And if I remember, the superfan was not there.
Oh, it was a bear.
Oh, the bear. Oh, yeah. It was. Oh, yeah, because yeah, it was the bear. But seriously, how did Bridget get to Siberia from the?
Uh,
Because I
she
assume they're
she
back
was
in Canada.
she was thrown in a sack and shoved into a plane.
Oh, okay. Um. So yeah, like I said in this episode, it's the chance to win the second chance challenge, and Blaney is the one that gets that chance by being thrown inside a wooden box to be transported to the jumbo jet.
And I gotta admit, the second chance challenge what makes me want to create a proper total drama board game with like all sorts of like different like physical challenges, like Lindsay had to like down like a bunch of spicy peppers and milk. Uh, Noah had to dodge lasers. Uh, uh,
I imagine there is like a total drama board game.
there's got to be
Total
a total drama board game. I'm,
drama
I'm gonna
board
find.
game. I'm looking it up now. Yeah, so oh, guess what's on Steam? I've legitimately just looked it up right now.
What?
Look at what someone's put on Steam.
What did someone put on Steam?
I've sent you the link.
Oh, a total drama card game.
That would be fun if they could actually get it to work. But yeah, I am at yeah. So yeah. Somebody's already doing that because on the Total Drama wiki on the post, someone by the name of that just literally has the username board game is doing a Total Drama RPG.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to that as well. So there we go.
But moving on to back to the cast proper.
Yeah,
We are on episode 19, Niagara Brawls.
aka
Which,
the episode, aka the episode which just makes me want to gnaw through my screen and just say to Sierra, "This is not how you get someone to marry you."
because this episode is Niagara Balls.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Where in this episode, because there is a wedding theme, um, Sierra is constantly trying to get Cody to say "I do" because in her mind, if he says "I do," they are legally married, which that is not how it works.
yeah, that's not how it works. Uh so uh
Okay, okay, she gets at least a kiss from Cody, which I don't think she has even deserved. She has not. I get the feeling. Okay. Yeah, this was the episode that just made me think that Sierra is one step away from being thrown in prison for 25 years, because in this episode she basically drugs Cody. I'm just gonna say it
so
right now.
that's next episode.
Oh, okay.
But in this
Okay,
episode, there is a wedding theme. And aside from Cody and Sierra, we do get some funny interaction between Heather and Alejandro, as well as Duncan and Courtney, and Blanley and Owen. Like, I like
yeah.
Blanley and Owen's chemistry.
Yeah, I do. It kind of reminded me of the chemistry that Owen and Heather had when they were paired up for that challenge in Total Drama Island. Just pick
Yeah,
the most polar opposite characters and smush them together.
yeah. And Duncan and Courtney do win immunity of for that episode. So
Yeah, um, because of the fact that they were able to cross customs, which were housed by Chef, because of course they are,
yeah,
and they were the only couple to do that, weren't they?
yep,
Yeah, all the other couples went swimming with the fishes, and by fishes I mean the sharks, because Chris seems to have like just a boner for sharks in this franchise, doesn't he?
he really does.
It's like,
And
does he have like an army of sharks? Wait, okay, you remember the Star Trek episode where he's talking about the other Titanic film?
yeah,
Yeah, where they have that gang of underwater sharks. Are they the same sharks from that movie that are just now in cahoots with Chris?
I guess. And they have a union apparently.
Yeah, they
But you know
have.
what? Good for them. Good for the Sharks.
Wait, oh, and also in this episode, it's revealed that Sierra's mom has a crush on Chris. I don't know why,
I
but
mean,
but but this is the only win I'll give to Sierra. If she can get Chris and her mom together, but her mom is just as obsessive with Chris as she is with Cody, I'll be like, please let that happen. Please let that happen so that I can see Chris suffer. Because Chris deserves to suffer for all he's done.
hey, it wouldn't be the worst celebrity crush. I mean, could be worse. She could be into, I don't know.
Um, she could be into. Okay, I'm not gonna say because no, that is too
Yeah,
far. That
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. I mean, I mean, my mom has a crush on Chris Hemsworth, which honestly, completely valid. That guy is.
yeah.
Uh, but, but anyways, Owen gets eliminated in this episode, unfortunately.
Which Owen did not deserve to go in this episode.
But honestly, as much as I didn't want him to go, I think it was right for Owen to go in this episode. Like,
Yeah,
I think his time was officially up.
yeah. I mean, do you, if you had the try, I mean, let me just see how many episodes Owen has overall. It is overall. So like 87 episodes. So he has 68 in total drama overall, and then 19 in the Redonkulous race. Do you think that's like a pretty substantial amount of episodes?
Yes.
Okay, all
Plus
right.
he does make a cameo in the reboot.
Yeah, yeah, and I've seen people like questioning that, like, because it doesn't the reboot take place like nearly 2 decades after the first after like Pacateo.
15 years after the first season.
Okay, so they say Owen hasn't aged.
I think he is an immortal primordial being who seeks to consume everything. Like Galactus.
Probably, probably. Do you think? Oh my god! Oh my god! Do you think Owen is a time traveler?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. He prob
He
he
probably found a way to make a time machine out of. I don't know. Just trying to use examples in my room at the moment. Like a cup.
yeah, yeah, probably made a time machine out of a cup and
You know what? I want to see that now. Time travel adventures. Owen had his cup.
oh that'd be perfect.
So that we
But
could just use, so that we could just have a ridiculous amount of memes of like cup. Can you spell that for me? CUP. I want to see you. But you know, make just have a time traveling show with Owen. Okay, okay. Let me have a time traveling show with Owen, Gwen, DJ, Lashana, Harold, and Izzy. Just have those things going on time traveling adventures together.
doesn't sound too bad of doesn't sound like too bad of a concept.
And
But
then the twist is that they go to different dimensions where they meet different versions of all the villains from Total Drama.
maybe we can see nice Heather.
No, we never did. We don't need to see Nice Heather. But
But
yeah. Yeah, we're getting off topic here. Yeah. Owen, yeah, he I think it was the right time for it to go. Because honestly, at this point, really after Izzy left, there really wasn't much for Owen to do.
yeah, uh,
But
I agree with that. But
but
now
now it's time. The episode that I have been dreading.
Chinese fake out.
Okay, you know how I said episode 9. Uh, if one particular episode didn't exist, episode 9 would be the worst episode. I think the worst episode for the season goes to this one for one key reason: the song. I'm just gonna come out and say it. The song I feel is like the most offensive of offensive things in this series.
I say the best. I say the best part about the song is where Duncan sings. I think I'm nearly done for.
That is the only thing. But the fact that Chris sings in this and not only sings something that would be deemed offensive, but like I that outfit he wears, that you could not get around that outfit.
Yeah, like at best it's cultural appropriation. At worst,
It's just straight up the R word. It's just straight up the R word.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if people can complain about the characters having literal tar be placed on them and see that as offensive, yeah, this is just screaming offensive.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
but
I wouldn't. Uh,
go
uh,
go ahead.
but moving on to like the actual episode, like Chris never really like seems invested into like the challenges. He just spends a lot of time on the phone with the producers.
Yeah, I
But
mean, what do they even talk about?
the food budget, wait on the plane, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. But yeah, so this episode, we have Sierra probably committing the worst thing that she could try to do, that she could do in this episode with Cody by essentially drugging him.
Yeah. Uh, I know, starting at the end of the episode, but like, Sierra like acquires this love tea, which is which causes Cody to go into anaphylactic shock, basically drugging Cody.
Yeah, which at this point, she is one step away from being the other R word, which I'm not going to say, but you know the word that I'm referring to.
But the first part of the episode, just the first part of the challenge starts as just a race across the Great Wall
The
using different modes of transportations.
which
Uh,
so we have Duncan on the bike, we have Alejandro on the skateboard, we have Cody. What
on
was Cody on?
Cody's got an ass.
Cody's on Cody riding an ass on the Great Wall of China. Sierra uses a pogo stick, and Heather is forced to wear traditional Chinese wooden sandals.
And Courtney's got a tricycle, and Blanley gets pulled by Chef in a rickshaw.
Yeah, which I've got to say, Chef um, Chef pulling someone along. I don't know how I feel about that.
Uh, like, and not to mention, like, Chef also takes Blanley shopping, which, like, where did they find the time or the
Yeah,
places to do that?
yeah. I mean, where was she even shopping?
I don't know, maybe there was like a tourist spot where she could like buy a bunch of clothes.
Yeah, probably. Um, so yeah, the but the second half of this challenge is basically a oh,
An eating
excuse me,
challenge.
yeah, an eating challenge where I do believe it's Alejandro and Heather trying their best to get uh no, it's Alejandro and isn't it Courtney trying the best to get out of it?
Alejandro is trying to get out of it because he has a very weak stomach, and he's using Courtney to cheat for him.
Yeah, so that's it. That's it.
And
And everyone is just catching on to it right away.
we also got Blanley cheating because Chef is giving her actual food
Oh
instead of
yeah, that
some.
was it was Alejandro and Blanley.
Yeah, but like, so they had to eat donkey meat, live mealworms, starfish on a skewer, and whatever that last dish is. It's not right. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Also, as well, it's heavily implied that they ate the ass that Cody rode on.
Yeah. And why are we
Yeah,
calling it an ass, not a donkey? Because calling it an ass is funnier.
yeah. Well, the Bible calls it an ass,
Yeah. We didn't make the Bible. We're gonna
no,
take.
and that's what an ass is. It's a donkey. That is legitimately what it is.
No, you're a donkey.
I can't do a donkey noise.
But anyways, we also have uh we have Sierra winning because Chris forces Blaney and Sierra to switch bowls and Courtney to wear a Chinese dragon head. Like, like those big like
Yeah,
Chinese dragon things that like people like move around and like do some crazy shit with.
yeah.
She's forced to wear the head, which honestly, I found it kind of funny.
Yeah, so because it's basically like, okay, you cannot cheat wearing this now.
Yep. And then Alejandro and Blanley end up throwing up. Sierra wins the challenge, taking Cody to first class with her. Courtney throws up from the mask's nose. Blanley and Courtney tie for the most votes, and they both get eliminated. Good
Yeah,
riddance to
Wait,
both.
good riddance to both. And honestly, what was the point of Blaney?
I don't know. But anyways, episode 21. African Lying Safari. Where we're out in Africa, in the Serengeti.
Yeah. And I literally put, Cody is free! No! Because you think Cody is going to be finally free of Sierra, but no.
Yep, because Cody is out of commission for most of the episode.
Yep. And also, Ezekiel, like I honestly do not know. Is it ever explained how legitimately how Ezekiel came to look like this?
The only explanation we got is that he went feral from his time with hanging out with the rats.
Okay, how feral, how crazy must it have been with those rats to turn out like Gollum? At least with Gollum, we got an explanation. It was the corruption of the ring in the one ring that made him that way. So I guess they're the one rats to rule them all.
I guess.
Yeah, uh, yeah. So so in this episode, the challenge is uh uh
Well,
is that oh go ahead.
it starts out as that they have to break gourds with plums and a cricket bat.
Yeah. And literally Alejandro and Heather's socket balls each hit Duncan in the head as well.
Yep. And for the second part, they have to hunt down Ezekiel with trank balls.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah, because now Ezekiel is feral. He is more. I'm gonna say it now. He is more machine now than man, twisted and evil. Oh wait, no, he's more animal than man.
Yeah. And this is also where Alejandro ends up betraying Duncan. And after he wins the challenge, Duncan gets eliminated again for
Yeah,
good
for good this time, where we'll never see him again.
until All Stars.
Never again. No, of course we'll see Duncan again. But yeah, Duncan was pretty excited to be like, yes, I'm finally out of here.
Yeah. And honestly, I can't blame him because, like, I wouldn't want to be on that plane either.
Yeah. Also, as well, we have the two interns appearing in this episode, but they do not speak. I've got a question about the interns. It's like, do they not see the series beforehand? Like, seriously, seriously, even after this series, the interns should see like one of the interns got killed in the series. Yeah, let's not go and work for Chris.
$5 says they were strapped for cash.
So they literally would rather die than be strapped for cash.
I mean, I don't know how like hard it is to find a to like get a decent paying job in Canada, but like honestly, like in America, for every homeless person, there are 17 empty homes.
Yeah, fair
So
enough, fair
like,
enough. Oh, also as well, just Cody just getting abused in this episode. Um, just uh, from being tied down to Sierra's back and being like, "Yeah, we're married," and now it's the just married cans, and literally just getting beaten to a pulp again and again and again.
and then he gets abducted by a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah, he does, uh, which leads to Sierra just going all crazy berserker to get her Cody Sama back.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and also, Chef having to wear a winter outfit in the basically the desert because he helped Blaney in the last episode.
Yep. Oh yeah, in the song of this episode, "Wake Up," another one of my favorites, where it's just everybody just tranked each other, and now they have to sing a song about waking up.
hmm But anyway, on to episode 20, um,
Two,
22,
Rapafui.
Rapper Foodie, which has all of them on Easter Island with heads of the past contestants
Yep.
as they go onto basically an Easter egg hunt. Which you'd
Except,
figure, which you figure with a challenge like this, that one of them would be dressed up like a rabbit.
but nope. Instead, we got condors.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I do get it because they're condors and their eggs are meant to be representative of their eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're calling it an egg hunt. You should at least have one of the contestants. The one who fails to get eggs has to dress up like a bunny. Which can you imagine Alejandro dressing up like a bunny?
And another thing the uh about the other part of the challenge is giving the eggs they found back to a mother condor who is already very protective,
Yep.
which just sounds
Uh,
like a suicide mission.
oh, it does. Oh, it does. But you know, if there's one person that can do it, it's Alejandro, especially with his song in this episode.
Oh yeah, Condor,
Yeah.
which is an absolutely fantastic song. Like,
It is. Well, hey, it's Alejandro singing it.
and Cody,
And Cody, yeah, Cody finally sings again in this episode.
and sings like, and we're able to hear him, and he's not like a backup singer.
Yeah. Which, hey, Cody, you've survived this long without singing, but now you got to put your vocals to the test.
Yep. And also, and one of the eggs hatches, and its hair looks like Cody, and is really attached to Heather.
Yep. Yeah. But also at the beginning of this episode, Cody just going crazy and thanking Alejandro for keeping Sierra as far away from him as possible.
After trying to sneak in 7 times.
Yep. Yep. Which I've got to say, Alejandro, good on you, man. Good on you.
Yeah, but Heather wins. Heather wins immunity in that challenge, and looks like Sierra's going home.
Yeah, but not before. Doing the probably the only nice thing for Cody, for Cody, um, ever, which will be happening in the next episode.
Yep. Uh, but now it's time for episode 23. Drumheller.
Yep. So we're back in Canada again.
This time in a deserted wasteland in Drumheller, Alberta. And the plot of this is that Alejandro faked a photo of Cody and Heather cuddling in loser class. And
Uh,
it throws it to Sierra, who gets irrationally angry because she does not take 5 seconds to think.
Yes. Again, another reason why I don't like Sierra is that she has Cody vision. That's all she has. Cody vision.
Fill my eyes
Yeah,
with the
because
Cody
it would literally just take her 5 seconds to realize. Wait, I've been with Cody all this time. I would know if he was with Heather.
Yeah, but I mean, keep in mind this is Sierra. If anything bad involving Cody were to happen, it's Cody.
Yeah.
She would like pounce at the chance if something were to happen to Cody.
Yeah, and again, Cody, I've been saying this before, and I'll say it again. You don't deserve this. Stop trying to make this relationship work.
Well, he does the mature thing and tries to settle things with Sierra before she kills Heather.
Yeah, and eventually, it's in this episode where he does technically call Sierra his best friend, isn't it?
Nope, that's next episode. Well,
that's next
episode
episode.
after next.
Oh, okay, episode after next. But yeah, eventually Cody, I guess, develops some sort of like Sierra syndrome because of the fact that she's just been so persistent with him that he's probably given up at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Which Cody. Okay, if there's anyone that needs the 32 pages from Courtney, it's Cody to give to Sierra with it just being a repeat of stop being a stalker, stop being a stalker, stop being a stalker, stop being a stalker.
And in this episode, the first challenge consists of the final four making their own dinosaurs. Alejandro makes an Allosaurus, which is in fact a real dinosaur. We got Heather, who makes the Triceratops.
Of course she does.
Cody makes the Codiodon, made out of coprolites, which is fossilized crap. And Sierra has the broken Heartosaurus.
Yeah.
Made with a lot of glitter glue and a party hat.
Yes,
because it's Cody's birthday.
Yeah, again, the only nice thing she's ever done for Cody here. Remembered his birthday.
And even got him a cake.
Yeah. Got him a cake, which she uses to blow up the plane. Okay, she gets that win. She gets that win from Chris because anyone who can make Chris suffer gets the win. Okay, so
now she's at negative 9,998.
Yeah, she's got a long way to go. But baby steps. Yeah.
Anyways, the second part of the challenge, Sierra wins the first part of the challenge because the final four were hooked at the lie detectors, and they were asked about whose dinosaurs they like the best. Heather, Alejandro, and Cody all voted for Sierra, while Sierra voted for Heather.
Yeah, which I've got to admit, Heather's probably was the best.
I did like Alejandro's attempt at recreating a proper dinosaur. Though the bro, I did have. Honestly, I think my favorite is Alejandro.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Because he,
But I just like how Heather is just just. I think this is like in Heather's mind. She sees Chris as just this dinosaur that needs to go extinct.
yeah. But Sierra wins the first part of the wins the dinosaur creation challenge and gets a post digger, while Heather wins second place prize and gets a prospector's kit. Cody gets a shovel and pail, and Alejandro has to dig with his hands because they have to look for barrels of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Cody exposes Alejandro for faking the photo, and where Cody and Sierra plan to vote out Alejandro, and Sierra wins immunity in the second part of the challenge. And Heather and Alejandro make a pact where Heather must not vote for Alejandro under any circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
But then Sierra finds Heather, and when we get to the elimination ceremony, Heather ends up voting for Alejandro. But then Sierra blew up the plane by using fireworks for the candles.
Yep. And the first time in this series where, actually, the first time in this whole franchise where Chris has probably been like really pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also was more so probably pissed off that he's lost his piano, he's lost his pizza oven, and he's lost his hot tub.
Yep, and he immediately disqualifies Heather. I mean, not Heather. Disqualifies Sierra from the game as he mourns the loss of his plane.
Yep. And also Sierra loses all her hair.
That too. Aftermath time!
AKA the most pointless aftermath.
So pointless, I forgot the name of it.
It is Hawaii style.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of lame. So basically, this aftermath is all about trying to help out the final three, where all the non-participating contestants and eliminated contestants pick who they're rooting for in the final three. We even get a song about it. Who you gonna root for? Who's it gonna be? Is it Heather, Alejandro, or will you pick Cody?
Cody deserved to win this season. I'm gonna say it right now. Cody, after what he put, what Cody needs to do was win this season, get the million, and then be like, right, I'm using this Gavin restraining order on Sierra.
And still have enough money left over.
No, a permanent life restraining order.
Wait. Actually, let me look up how much a restraining order costs in Canada. Anyways, so then each we have the non-participating contestants then need to put a lei on an animal representing a member of the final three. Heather's being represented by a Doberman, Cody by a deer, and Alejandro by a jaguar.
Which, For Cody and Alejandro, yeah, that makes sense. For Heather, I'm like, why?
Yeah, I'm not sure why she's a Doberman.
I mean, I would have put her, I guess, as a viper, like a snake.
Was that a possible uh oh, what qualifies for restraining get a restraining order without notice? Personal injury, property damage, or intimidation, failure to provide food, shelter, medical attention, threats to cause reasonable fear of injury or property damage, forced confinement, forced sexual contact, stalking and harassment. Sierra's got that last one in spades.
Yes, yes. So yeah. I literally put nothing down for this aftermath. It was just like aftermath for whatever so yeah, I really don't have anything for this one. It just seemed like the definition of just filling out time for the before the finale.
We do get a rocking song though with I'm winning this. Sung by Courtney, Harold, and Owen.
Yeah,
We have Courtney representing Team Alejandro, Harold for Team Cody, and Owen and Blanley for Team Heather.
yeah. Which you know what? Uh, I would have. So wait, I would have swapped uh, Courtney and Owen around, and Owen be for Alejandro because
Why would you?
Owen has had more of a connection with Alejandro than Heather, in my personal opinion, in this season in particular.
Well. To be fair, Owen was forced on Team Heather.
Yeah, but if I had to choose, it would have been like because I could have just I would have loved it if Owen throughout the song was just being like, I'm rooting for my pal Al, my pal Al, my pal Al, and then he just cut to Alejandro going,
But you got to remember that Alejandro can't stand Owen, and Owen
yeah,
is cognizant of this.
yeah. But still, it would have been funny to just see that, just him singing that, and then just Alejandro just being like, oh, just a shudder going down his spine.
Fair enough, but so Owen fails to put the lay on the Doberman. The deer eats Cody's lay, but Courtney manages to put the lay on the jaguar.
Yeah, so I guess the Alejandro ending is the more canon ending.
Anyways, Alejandro wins a wheelbarrow, Cody wins a baby stroller, and Heather gets nothing.
Yeah, so we now move on to the finale, which is planes, trains, and hot airmobiles.
That's the penultimate episode, but pedantic.
Oh, yeah. Well, oh right, yeah. Sorry, sorry, I forgot there was like 26 episodes.
But right now they are racing to Tijuana Beach to get a boat ride to Hawaii.
Yeah, where the finale is taking place, where everyone is.
We have we have and the total challenge just get to Tijuana Beach in any way you possibly can. And Cody decides to cook up a hot air balloon
By using Sierra as leverage as well.
Yeah, Sierra. So Sierra's legs and arms hardly. Well, Sierra's legs do not work. so she's confined to a wheelchair. And she's bald now, so Heather shows some compassion and helps Sierra cover up her her baldness, which I do like that. I do like that Heather is helping out Sierra in this aspect. Because as she
Yeah,
said,
because
no woman
yeah,
deserves to go bald on TV.
yeah, okay, fair enough. Heather, you get that. And then also, whilst this is happening, we have uh, Heather, Heather riding the train and being confronted by the Pharaoh Ezekiel.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Uh, we and then eventually we get Alejandro and Heather on horseback, and once Cody's hot air balloon crashes, he then turns Sierra's wheelchair into a rocket.
yeah, because didn't the reason his hot air balloon crash was because he crashed into Chris's helicopter?
No, he crashed into a power line,
Oh, okay.
but, but there was a fireworks salesman not uh close by, so they bought a bunch of fireworks to turn Sierra's chair into a makeshift rocket because the fireworks salesman happens to be a fan of Cody.
What is? I mean, yeah, Cody. But why? I mean, yeah, Cody has redeemed himself in this season, but why all the Cody fangasm all of a sudden?
People really like Cody, I guess. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put him in one of my top slots.
neither would I. I mean, there's about like 20 other characters I'd take over Cody.
Yeah.
But Cody isn't a bad character. He's just not one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Same here. Same here. Um,
But
but Uh, but one thing he can do is wield a swordfish like a sword.
yep, because he has a swordfish sword fight with Alejandro,
Try saying that
causing
5 times fast.
swordfish sword fight, swordfish sword fight, swordfish sword fight, swordfish sword fight, swordfish sword fight.
Ah,
But
then he got you
causing
tripped up
Heather to
then.
reach Hawaii first, and for Cody and Alejandro to tie.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
tiebreaker gets resolved in the next episode, the finale, Hawaiian Punch. Eh. I punched my own hand.
Yeah. One punch.
Hawaii style.
3, 2, 1, kill shot. Let's go, Cody and Alejandro.
Anyways, so to determine the tiebreaker, Heather steps into like one of those one of those like uh booths where it rains down golf balls onto her.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, neither do I. But I know like uh some game shows have them and it's like money instead of uh it's money instead of golf balls. I've even seen an advertisement for it on for Chuck E. Cheese where it's like tickets. But the tiebreaker is a duel to the death on a platform with dueling sticks, grass skirts, and coconut bras. Very manly.
Very manly. But in this challenge, Cody gets distracted.
Because Heather distracts Cody by saying that Sierra is in danger. After all of this, Cody somehow still cares about Sierra.
Ah!
I mean, to be fair, like
To be fair, he cared enough about her to consider her a best friend, but Cody, again, you deserve better.
Dude, I guess dude has the patience of an angel.
He probably does at this point.
Like, after all homie's been through, dude's probably mastered Zen at that point.
Oh,
He's ascended
he's
he's ascended
ascended.
to a higher plane of existence and has reached like uh I don't know if you've seen Adventure Time. If not, it's probably another show that we'll have to cover. But in like one of the Adventure Time Distant Land specials, it's revealed that Jake had reached enlightenment and had reached nirvana and is no longer tied down by worldly possessions. That's probably Cody at this point.
Yeah, it probably is.
But now the finale is Heather and Alejandro versus the volcano.
Yes.
After a after a little after a little musical number about building pineapple about building wood and pineapple effigies, Heather and Alejandro must take their their dolls to the top of the volcano and throw them in to win 1 million dinero.
Mm-hmm.
And joining Alejandro as helpers, we have Courtney and Lindsay. While for Team Heather, we have Cody and Harold.
Okay, Harold, I can understand, but why Cody when he was just eliminated?
Because he wants to take down Alejandro.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you would have thought that Bridget and Shauna would have teamed up with would have teamed up with Heather and just be like, "Look, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I beat you to a pulp earlier, but I really want to take down that guy." It really should have been them two in taking him down because of like they were the ones that were manipulated by him into being eliminated.
Fair enough, but to be fair, Cody does really come in clutch for Heather. He manages to trick Lindsay into thinking there's a sale of mascara and fends off Courtney, who has previously wrangled with people like Duncan.
Well, to be fair, Harold has rivaled people like Duncan before as well.
Yeah, and not to mention Courtney kicks Harold in the nuts. Like we cannot go a season of Harold without him getting kicked in the nuts.
No, and it's like the show does not. And again, I know I'm bringing it. I know I'm bringing it up. I know I'm doing a Sierra here, but it's like the show does not want no Harold and Shauna to be together, have a nice perfect family together.
Eh, if Harold's testicles sustain too much damage, it can probably adopt it. You can probably adopt a child if you really wanted one.
Probably, but also, but so we obviously, like with every other season, we have the two endings.
Yep, we have the Heather ending, the right ending, and the Alejandro ending, the wrong one.
Wait, so why do you think Heather's ending is the right one?
I just think it has a more like satisfying payoff, mainly because of like I just think Heather. Well, I don't think it's the right ending. I think it's my preferred ending because of the growth that Heather has had from Island to World Tour.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And of course, Ezekiel is trying to steal the Heather's prize money and does end up stealing it, only to fall into the volcano, which somehow does not kill him.
And because apparently you don't want to mix pineapples with lava, the volcano erupts, nearly scorching everybody, actually scorching Alejandro, as well as breaking his arms.
So were they trying to do like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars at once?
I guess. And like the
Because
only
oh,
like
go ahead.
like basically what stays the same is that like Alejandro confesses his feelings for Heather. They kiss. Heather kicks Alejandro in the balls, sends him down the mountain sends him down the volcano on an ice cube. And in her ending, she throws her effigy of Alejandro. In Alejandro's ending, Heather throws Alejandro's effigy of herself by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Which I just think that's a kind of a sour ending. And uh uh Ezekiel either fights Heather or Chris for the million, depending on who's ending, but he still ends up getting he still ends up becoming Ezekiel Tempora. And then everybody runs, and it's either Alejandro demands his prize, or he just after his nuts cooled off on the ice cube, he gets trampled. Uh, and then
Yeah.
in a post credit scene, we see Alejandro being thrown into the drama machine from the Celebrity Manhunt special, a la Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. So it's like quickly put him in the quickly put him in the robot costume. Uh, Alejandro, can you hear me? Yes, my master. Where's my money? Is it safe? Is it all right? It seems in your anger, the money the money was burnt. It couldn't have. It was alive. I felt it. No. Which I've got to say, Chris as Emperor Palpatine. Yep, that fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, that is the end of Total Drama World Tour. After 3 seasons of just mayhem incarnate, the cast probably were like, yeah, we can't deal with Chris and Chef anymore, so we're like, we're gonna sit out the next season.
yep.
Which, like I said, I don't blame them. I honestly do not blame them.
And honestly, this is a fan favorite season for a reason, and honestly, I think it might be my favorite season, considering how big in scope it is, the rivalry between Heather and Alejandro, how effective Alejandro is as a villain, the musical numbers being a nice inclusion, the inventiveness of the challenges.
Yeah, I will say I have made my feelings on the season perfectly known from the last like three plus hours that this is my second favorite season. I just feel like because I didn't have to put up with Sierra for action that I like that season better.
And fair enough. I do feel that I do feel like action does use some characters better than World Tour does, like namely Lashana and Harold.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But I'd say World Tour Owen had a better was a better was had a better run than Action Owen.
Yeah.
But and we didn't have to put up with Trent, but then we had to trade Trent for Sierra.
Sierra. Yeah. So it's like pick your poison.
Yeah, and I suppose you're picking Trent.
I am picking Trent because, like I said, Trent left after a while. We had to put with Sierra for the whole season.
Fair enough. But uh that concludes Total Drama World Tour.
Yeah.
Next up is Revenge of the Island. We're going back to where it all began.
Yep. And based on what you've told me, it looks like we're going to be getting cameos from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. And we'll probably be getting through these seasons a lot quicker now, because the episode length has gone from 26 down to 13.
Down to 13. So yeah. So with that said, it'll probably be half the length of the videos from now on. So until then, peace.
Peace.